All right, here's a review. I saw this show yesterday at a Friday matinee. And it's not just, well, I'll tell you after I tell you about the show. Before Anne Frank's diary captured international attention, there was Hannah Senesh, a spirited and audacious Hungarian teenager whose diaries and poems have inspired an important historic drama simply called Hannah Senesh, the name of the young woman. The National Yiddish Theater's formidable production in English of David Schechter's play comes vividly to life, with Hannah movingly portrayed by the radiant Lexi Rabati. It's an auspicious off-Broadway debut for Miss Rabati, whose Hannah is at first a high-spirited Budapest teenager who evolves into a determined freedom fighter, part of an organized resistance against the Nazis in World War II. This is a very moving tale of youthful altruism, religious pride with a majestic sense of historic proportions. Mr. Schechter has staged his play with imagination, lighting, and sound effects, providing a subtle dramatic underscore. Hannah Senesh is a story to be told and retold, certainly as political tides shift and insist that there be a beacon of light with heroic guidelines in order for decency and civility to survive. Hannah didn't live long enough to see the ministers of hate go down to defeat, but she left her words and humanity that will live as long as people hunger for freedom. And I was deeply moved by the performance of this young actress who has not appeared in New York before, apparently named Lexi Rabati, and it's an inspiring story. Now, let me tell you that when you go to the Jewish Museum down on Battery Park, what a setting. We walked around before, and it's Battery Park is right on the edge of the water, and you see the statue of, I thought it was Judith Anderson, but it's the Statue of Liberty in the middle of the water there. And the museum itself is so beautiful, and the theater is so well appointed. And they have a restaurant called The Lox. And we went, and I was with a friend, and we had lox and bagels before we went appropriately at the Jewish Museum. But Hannah Senesh is a story, a woman, thankfully not lost in history. One of those heroic stories. She was a young woman who had left Budapest but had family still there and came back, trained by the British, and came back as she paratrooped into not into Hungary, but I think to Romania, and then went into Hungary, and finally sees her mother before she's captured. You know where it's going. It's just a story that's because the actress Lexi Rabati, at the beginning, she's just a little teenager dreaming about boys and dates and what dress should she wear. She starts she's a teenager, and she's a little girl that you could identify with and recognize, and then she grows into this principled woman who fights. It's called Hannah Senesh, and I made sure that we got tickets, a limited number, Monday night, Wednesday matinee at 2:30, Thursday matinee at 2:30, Sunday matinee at 2:30, not tomorrow, next Sunday, and then Thursday at 7:30 and next Sunday at 6:30. So there's 3 matinees and 3 evening performances. $65 to BAI, and you have a pair of tickets. And whenever you go, plan to go a little early so you can walk around the park and maybe look at some things in the museum. It's just you're in Brigadoon. You're not in Manhattan. Manhattan is full of surprises. There you are walking around Battery Park with the water. It was a beautiful day yesterday, and it was comfortable, and people were just they were just all. You fell in love with everybody and everything there, and then to have the emotional experience of the play Hannah Senesh. I call it to your attention if you call us at 212-209-2950.